Okay. Uh, Tell me once my screen is visible to everyone. Yeah, not now, Dikshit. It will. Yeah, visible now. Perfect. Okay. So, what we did in the last session. Now, let me just put it as a word of caution here. I'm not using my earphones now, so I may not hear you if you have something to say. So please try to use chat box uh, in order to communicate. Um, Okay, so we discussed in the previous session about verbs, and we even started discussion on tenses. But let me come back to verbs and discuss this two factors that we understood very well. We cannot add ing if they are stative verbs, and we can add ing if they are dynamic verbs. So we need to be very, very careful with respect uh, to these two verbs when we are using it in sentence structure. Also, we discussed about some complexions. If we add ing, how their meanings change with respect to grammatical structures. And this is something that we have discussed in our previous session. So let's very quickly do one short review exercise. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to share the Google form sheet with you, where you're going to have some random 7 questions there. And do read those cases very carefully, because these cases are cases which will, um, you know, test uh, your understanding, or test your how you understand these verbs actually. So, okay, Vivek is saying there is no screen. Let me just check one more time, because I can see the screen. um, okay, I'm going to share the screen again. Okay, it won't be visible now, Vivek, because I have stopped sharing and now I'm sharing again. Yes, Darshak, visible now. So this is something that we discussed in our previous session. We understood very well how the state and the dynamic verbs are connected. I think we have even seen the videos explaining us about how to use these two verbs. So let's take a very quick review test. It's going to be a review test to check that, to keep a tab on, what you have understood from these uh, sessions. So let's take a review test. Just 7 questions, not many, but I'm going to give you somewhere around 5 minutes, because you're supposed to read carefully and check the options and choose the right option. So, ready? Are we ready? Let me see if you're ready. It's only Rajvi who is ready, and Priya, and Darshak, and Dhruvi, and Raj Tilak, Yesha, Zahra, okay, Krishna, Krishna is there. Oh, no, 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 it's Krish. Yeah, it's Krishna. Um, Okay, that's right. Everybody's ready. Okay, all right. Stop, 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 stop. So here comes the link. All right. And once you complete once you're done with your entries, let's get back to the chat box and type done. You have 5 proper minutes. Let me take you there on my screen. See what type of questions are there. And there we are. Okay. Yeah, but I am now sharing the screen. Kennedy, my screen is there. Okay. Can you see it, Kennedy? Really? It should be. Kennedy, if you're looking at my another device, you may not, because I have logged in from 2 different devices. If you can look back. Please, can anyone confirm whether the screen... Yeah, it's visible. Yes, it should be. Okay. So these are the questions you can see very well on the screen, as well as in the link which I've shared with you. I already received 2 responses, 3, and I'm waiting for more. We are 79. So let's see. Yeah, I can see the entries. 22 so far. 25. 26. 27. 28. 30. It should go on. 31. All right. And we are waiting. So look at the types of questions we have. He dash a nap. Don't disturb him. So then she dashed this guy she met on holiday. I think they are quite serious. Okay. She dashed this guy. Oh, that's the repetition. You dash great. The new haircut really suits you. Are they having a good time? Is it a correct sentence or incorrect? It is tasting good. Which sentence shows the incorrect use of stative verbs? Okay. 38 entries. I can see 81 candidates. So I should have 81 or at least 75 responses. Yeah, I can see all dones. All right. 49 responses. And we are waiting. 50. We have 2 more minutes. '54. Okay, that's almost all right. Okay, so let me take you back to the slide deck. Meanwhile, others given their entries. So after this discussion, what we came to was, the discussion of tenses, and we have come across a conclusion that yeah, let me ask this question maybe one more time, because we have already concluded this last time, if I remember. But according to you, uh, there are three tenses, and that's what you have given your perception about tenses. Uh, after after your perception and after your views, we came to understand that there are only two tenses, and these two tenses are actually present and past, because they are original. They have their own form, right? But if we look at future, most of the books, the textbooks, and even students and even people, when they use or speak about future, they use will, or maybe at times shall, just because they know from the book. But that's not the case, because will is a modal auxiliary, and play is a form of present. It's a present verb form. So future has no specific form. See, that's the idea behind revisiting the tenses and the system of tenses of English language, because we need to understand what options do we have when we just talk what options do we have when we talk about future, and not just about future, but about all the other aspects. Because let's say, for example, so far, people only understand that when we say I am playing, or when we say she is sitting, or when we say she is jumping, we think that present continuous is only used to talk about actions uh, going on in present. But that's not the case. That's not the actual fact. Present continuous tense, that structure, that same structure, is used to talk about so many different aspects. Now, what we are going to do is we are going to understand those aspects up close, starting from simple present tense. So let's forget about the future form or a specific form of future. And let's remember that we have two specific structures: a present structure and a simple present continuous structure, or maybe a past structure. Now, let's get onto the timeline. I think we have done this, and this is present simple. This is the form of present simple tense. It uses the simple form of the verb. You must all know that when we use the third person, it takes he or she. When we use he or she, it takes the es with the verb. So we say he speaks, or he does, or he comes, or he talks, right? Uh, and then we have already discussed one of the usages, or one of the ways we may use the simple present tense. I don't know, have we started the discussion on because I think we have stopped here. Yes, can anyone tell me, have we started from here? So what is it yes for? I mean, that was yes to stop. We stopped there, right, Krishna? What do you think, Krishna? Yeah, we stopped here. I thought so. Okay. So what I'm trying to say now is, uh, This is a clear timeline. And remember, when I show you on the timeline, three words: present, past, and future, I am not talking about the tenses. The timeline is not tense. The timeline is not tense. It is a timeline. Now, present simple has many usages. It is used to talk about many things. But I'm going to talk about two things here. One is a very simple and natural thing that we use to talk about, and that's our routine activities. So if I say that this is one action that I've started in the past, and then it happens again and again and again, every day, and it may even happen sometime in future, or it may even continue in the future. This is what I call an everyday action, and my everyday actions are actually described by using the simple present tense. So I say I go for a walk daily in the morning. So that's one way of using the simple present tense. Like I play tennis, she does not. Now we say does not when we use the negative. We do need the word does here, right? Because we are talking in simple present tense, right? Okay. Um, so this is how we use simple present tense. This is how we have used for years, right? Um, One more thing, simple present tense is used to also talk about something in future. So look at the example. I'm talking about the schedule of train, right? And this schedule is in the future, not right now, okay? But it is a schedule, okay? And the schedule says that the train leaves at 7 a.m. tomorrow, okay? So I'm talking about a schedule in which the train is about to leave at 7 o'clock in the morning, okay? And and this is how I can say using the simple present tense. Train leaves tomorrow at 7 a.m. So look at this. Simple present tense is also used to talk about future, right? But not every future. It is only used to talk about the schedule events of future, right? And yes, Aniket is right, because I think we may have discussed this, because there was this instance I told you that if you have an invitation card in your at your place in English, and if you get your hands on it, then read it again and again, and you will see that one small line maybe saying something like ceremony ends at 8 o'clock, or ceremony begins at 7:30 a.m., or special guests arrive at 6 p.m. Now these are scheduled events of future, and so they do not carry will, they do not carry any other form but only simple present tense. Now, mark my words when I say this again. Simple present is used to talk about future schedule, right? Now, most precisely or mostly, it is used to talk about schedules of transport, right? So, transport like train, or maybe flights, or maybe buses, or anything. It is also used to talk about schedules of events, right? So transport and events. And so that's where I use the simple present tense. So look at that. Schedule events of future. Look at the examples. Train leaves tonight at 6 p.m. The party starts at 8 o'clock. Now, this is future. I'm talking about future, but I'm not saying the party will start. So if someone calls me and asks me about, the get together here at my place, uh, and I tell them that, yeah, the guests arrive at 8 p.m. in the evening, right? So that's a get together. So that's the schedule, right? Or maybe I should say the party starts at 8:30 p.m. But I cannot say the party will start. Here I cannot, because I'm talking about scheduled event. The party will start has another meaning, but we will talk about it when we will discuss the word will in detail. But when I'm talking about schedule, I cannot use any other thing but simple present tense, right? So uh, maybe can some of you write down a few sentences talking about schedule in the chat box very quickly while I'm discussing and while I'm sharing with you. Maybe I can share a few examples like uh, our session starts at 12:15 next week. So see, I'm talking about our session, but I'm talking about our session of next week, right? So I'm talking about future, but I'm using simple present tense, right? So I can even say right now, our session ends at 1:15 today, right? So our session is ongoing right now, but I'm talking about future, right? When does it end, right? So, like for example, right now in the session, if Krishna wants to ask me, "Sir, ye kab pura hoga?" So Krishna cannot say, "Sir, when will it end?" No, she must say, "Sir, when does it end?" Even asking for a scheduled future event, she must use the simple present tense. So the reply is the session ends at 1:15. So what I'm trying to say is we use simple present to talk about future schedule. Tell me very quickly, is this very clear in your minds? The way we use, the way I have taught you to use simple present tense? So it's only clear for Krishna, no one else. Priya too. Okay. Okay. Raj Tilak, Darshak. All right, I see people. So that's the way of using this specific uh, yeah, this specific tense. All right. Let me now take you to the present continuous tense, and we already know the form of this tense. We know that it's M is R, and we also know that it's ing. Ing is technically known as a present participle in grammatical language. So the simple sentence can be "You are watching TV," and the question can be "Are you watching?" And "You're not watching" can be the negative. This is something that we all know since our grade 5. Uh, Now let me take you to the timeline where we will discuss about the usages of present continuous, and there are many. So be careful. First use, very simple and very easy, ongoing action at the point of time or at the time of speaking. I am walking in the park. This is one of the easiest way, or this is one of the known ways of using the present continuous tense. So you say, you're learning now, you're learning English now. You're not swimming right now. Yes, you're not. None of us are. If any one of you are, I don't know. Are you sleeping? I am sitting. I'm not standing. Yes, I'm not standing. I'm sitting and speaking to you. So this is one of the very common ways of using present continuous tense. We know that. Now let me show you the other ways of using the same structure. This expands the knowledge of your language. Number one. So let's say this is one action that started in the past, and the action, as you see, is study. So the action started in the past, then it was in progress, right? तो past से लेके मतलब अगर ये action मैंने, let's say a random past is the month of March, so then it continued for April, May, June, and even in July, future, it may continue. So this is action in progress. And then it may continue in future. Now, we don't know, we are not sure. Okay. But this is an action, a longer action in progress, right? This is for a very short time. And in order to express this action or these types of actions, I use present continuous tense. So look at the way I'm saying it. I say, I am studying these days. Look at the keyword at the end, these days, right? Or I can even replace those two words with nowadays. right? So when I say these days, what I'm trying to say is it's going on for a very short period of time. Acha, not necessary that it's going on as you speak. For example, let me tell you, uh, uh, for example, Princey. So, Princey, let me ask you a very common question. Do you go to a gym, Princey? Do you go to gym? No, Princey doesn't go to gym. Okay, so let's say, for example, uh, she started, right? She started gymming in the month of March. Uh, and then she's doing it. It's action in progress. And it's even going on these days. So what I can say is Princey is going to gym these days, right? To lose weight or maybe to put on weight. Okay. So that's a short action, a very short action. Let me give you one more example. Let's say, for example, my case. I am preparing for my exams these days. See, so these days is in Gujarati. If I say this, all the international students, I'll get back to you in a moment. But I'm trying to explain these, non-native speakers in their mother tongue. So in Gujarati માં આપણે કહીએ એને આજકાલ શું ચાલી રહ્યું છે. So see that આજકાલ ચાલી રહ્યું છે is a very short time. Okay, saying the same thing in English. So whatever is going on, an action in progress is an action which is going on for a very short time. And so we say ajkal, which is in English nowadays, or maybe these days. So maybe a few examples here. Look at this. I'm studying to become a doctor, right? I'm studying to become a doctor. So, for example, you all are studying to become a biochemist, right? Or a scientist. Right? I mean, I don't know how many of you would become a scientist, maybe. Uh, but yes, I'm studying to become a scientist. I'm not studying to become a dentist. Of course, you're not studying to become a dentist. Still, I'm not sure. So, yeah, look at that. That's one of the best examples. Let me ask you in the group: is anyone reading a storybook or a novel? I mean, these days, आजकल कोई वाचे छे कोई novel के storybook in the group? Tell me very quickly. And if it's a yes, tell me the name fast. Everybody, no one is reading a novel. Okay, Ritika is. Ritika, name the novel very quickly. Wings of fire. So Ritika is reading Wings of Fire, right? For a joke on a lighter note. So Wings of Fire. And yes, so Ritika, tell us very quickly, when did you start reading it? Fast. And everybody's eyes on the chat box. Okay, before some days. So look at that. Look at that. She started before some days. So maybe last week she started. She's doing it. She's doing it. She's doing it. She's doing it. And even in future, it may continue. So she should say, I am reading Wings of Fire these days, right? I'm reading Wings of Fire these days. So that's an action going on for a shorter period of time. And that's how we say it, right? That's how we say the action that's going on for a shorter period of time or a longer period of time. Okay, but it is a temporary action. It's not a permanent action. So this is one way of using present continuous tense. Is this very clear, everyone? Okay, I really want you to note these usages somewhere in your book. So very quickly, if you can note this down in your book, and then let me know if you noted fast. Do it quick. Just right. Noted once you have noted. Okay, Davy McCabe, noted. Davy McCabe. Are you from the Swahili part of Africa? Because Swahili is one of the languages. I can be wrong. Okay, Hannison, noted. Done. All right. So most of you are done, I think. Okay. So that's one way of using this tense. Reagan noted. Okay. So let me now show you another way of using this tense, and that is the next one. Look at that. Now, this action goes into future. It shows a car. What I'm trying to say is and action of future, right? And the plan is to buy a car. So that's my future plan. See, I'm talking about my future plan, and the plan is to buy a car. Uh, it is not happening right now in present, of course, not in past, but it's happening in future. Now, this is not a scheduled event, all right? Otherwise, I could have used present simple tense, but this is a plan event, all right? So it's a future plan, okay? Now, as it is a future plan, I can use a present continuous tense and I can say, I'm buying a car next month. Look at the way I'm saying it. I'm buying a car next month. Now, any action, any random action can be your future plan. Look at these future plans when you listen to this. I'm giving you a few examples. Right. Uh, I'm visiting my I'm visiting my parents next week. See, that's a plan. I made a plan, right? Okay. So then the question is, sir, when can we say I will visit my parents? You can also say I will visit, but at a different juncture, because the meaning of I will visit my parents is different than I am visiting my parents, and these two are also different than I'm going to visit my parents. All these three statements, they have different meanings in English. They cannot be randomly used any time just to make a good impression that you can speak and express yourselves in a better language. No, you cannot do that because the meanings are different. So this is what I call a future plan. So look at two examples right on the top. I'm meeting some friends after work today in the evening. I can add that. I'm meeting some friends after work today in the evening. Look at the next example. I am not going to the party tonight. And that's the negative. I'm not going. If I'm going, I should say I am going to the party tonight. So this is what you do. So when you talk about your future plan, let me tell you my future plan in present continuous tense, because I can only use present continuous tense to talk about future plan. So randomly speaking, number one, I am visiting my parents tonight. I am not cooking tonight. That's not my plan. I am going for a ride in the evening. I am meeting some of my friends in the evening. So see, when I'm talking about my future plan, I'm using present continuous tense. But when I'm talking about my scheduled event of future, I'm using simple present tense. Okay. So the lecture starts tomorrow at 11:30 in the morning. Now there, it's a future, it's a scheduled event. Right. But if I'm talking about plan, it's different. It's present continuous. So everyone should talk about one of their plans of today evening. Let's see what you have to say in the chat box very quickly. You should use present continuous. Fast. We are 93. No, guys, you're talking about your plans of today. No plans of today? I'm waiting. Okay, look at that first plan. Daily. I'm going for a walk in the evening. That's a good plan. Or you can simply say, I'm walking in the evening, maybe near the park or in the park. Okay. Okay. I'm learning. Okay. Priya should say, I'm learning to cook, or I'm cooking tonight, or I'm learning to cook. You cannot say, I'm learning for cooking. No, I'm learning to cook. Oh, yeah, Vivek. Nice joke. Ha ha ha. All right. I mean, that's a laugh. Yesha, I am cooking today in the evening. That's what Yesha is trying to say. Okay. I will watch series. Shreya, you cannot use will when you're talking about future plan. That's what I have been trying to explain you in this tense. Shreya, you cannot use will when you talk about future plan, right? So you should say, I'm watching series tonight, right? Or I'm watching, uh, what do you watch? I don't know what you watch, right? So maybe I'm watching WWE match tonight, right? Something like that. Okay. So that's how we use present continuous tense. Ah, see, Kushi, I'm going outside in the evening. Good, perfect. I'm going to sleep. Musti, this is where the things are different. See, Musti, I'll just type in the message and you will check the differences. I will sleep is different than I am sleeping. Uh, I'm sleeping tonight. And then it is totally different than I am going to sleep tonight. Uh, Everyone, I'm just typing and sending off these messages in the yes. Check it out. Check out these three sentences. I will sleep. I am sleeping tonight, and I'm going to sleep tonight. These three are very different in nature. They have different meanings, and we may discuss about these meanings and how do they, stand different from each other, maybe in the next session. But let me tell you one thing very clearly: they are different. They are very different. Okay, so you shouldn't say, Musti. You shouldn't say no, again, see, Henderson, you're wrong here. You're saying I'm going to meet, and I'm not talking about that form. I'm talking about the second form. I'm talking about I'm meeting, right? I'm meeting Vivian today at Hostel A, right? Henderson, did you understand what I'm trying to say? Because when you say I'm going to meet, you are saying something else that also has some meaning, but it is said only when you have that meaning. And I'm not going to share that meaning right now because I don't want to talk about that meaning. I want to talk about plan. And for plan, we use present continuous. Now, when you say I'm going to meet, am going to is actually equal to will. And your main verb is meet. So you should say I am meeting rather than I'm going to meet. Anderson, did you understand what I'm trying to explain? And musty. So musty, you should write I am sleeping tonight. Your direct verb should be ing. You don't need to add going to everywhere, because when you add going to, the meaning changes. So you cannot say I'm going to visit if you're talking about future plan. You cannot say I'm going to visit. You should say I'm visiting. You cannot say I'm going to buy. You should say I'm buying. You cannot say I'm going to do. You should say I'm doing. Do you understand this? Yes, did you understand, everyone? Okay. All right. So let me now go through another meaning of the word of the present continuous tense. And that's this one. Look at this action now. This action. And that's you, Musty. That's you, right? So look at this action: sleep, sleep, sleep. In the past, in the present, and maybe even in the future. But you know what is this? This is repetition plus irritation. So one special, very special, special use of present continuous tense is to complain, right? Look at the way I'm complaining. He's always sleeping when he's at home. All right. Uh, this must be my wife telling to, other people about me. So yeah, when he's at home, he's always sleeping. See, look at that. Look at the word always, and this continuous usage of this continuous, the way it is used in this part is only with the word always. And look at the way it is used. He's always sleeping. So whenever you want to complain about people, you can use always and put ing very quickly, because that means repetition and irritation. Look at the examples there. She's always coming to class late. He's constantly talking. I wish he would shut up, right? Okay. Can you complain about each other? I mean, that's an odd thing to say in the chat box openly to public. But yes, if you are so much so friendly with each other, you can put up complaints about each other. Let's see how you complain about each other. So let me see. Let me see it. Yeah, complaints quickly. It should be always and then ing. So, for example, Henderson. Uh, yeah. So if Henderson is, I have a complaint about Henderson. He's always visiting his friend Vivian in Hostel A, right? So that's a complaint. For example, I have a complaint about Musti. She's always sleeping in the afternoon. She does nothing. Or maybe I can say about Krishna, she's always speaking or talking in the class when the teacher is teaching. I mean, that's an example. I'm not, insulting here anyone. And there is a laughter, ha 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 ha. And I don't know what does it mean. So yes, everyone, complaints. I want complaints and statements quickly. I'm waiting. Okay, see, look at that. Uh no, 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 Priya, you're going wrong. You didn't use ing anywhere. Okay. No, then you don't say keep playing. No. Anusha is always playing. See, this is we are using present continuous tense, guys. Why are it's very simple to understand. Ishika, look at this. Anusha always keep playing PUBG. You're not using present continuous tense. Look at this. Jiva. My brother is always bothering me for no reason. That's a good way of saying it. So Anusha is always playing PUBG. That's how you should say. Ishika, did you understand what I'm trying to say? Priya, you should say, I'm always facing problems, right? Facing, right? That should be the verb that you should say. I'm always facing network problems, right? Yeah, Anusha, you can also put up a complaint. Anderson is always studying while I'm sleeping. All right, Emanga. Okay, Namakobo. Okay, so Anderson is always studying while I'm sleeping, and that's his complaint. Yes, Henderson and Himanga should study together. That's what Himanga is trying to say, so that Henderson can help, maybe, or Himanga can. Yes. Any more ideas, Krishna? No example from you? I thought you would be the first to come up. Ah, for theory. Mark is always annoying when I'm serious. Oh, that's not good, Mark. Vivian is always chatting while I'm cooking. Oh, really, Vivian? That's too bad. You should always give hands. Okay. Where are the others? All right. So I take it as that it that's it for from everyone. So this is how we use the present continuous form. And the next form which I'm going to discuss is, oh, look at that. There is another example. My classmates. Okay, now you cannot use keeps on, because if you say keeps on, you're talking about routine. But I'm talking about complain. So you are using, actually, Elizabeth, you have used simple present tense. It should be my classmates are teasing me. My classmates are always teasing me when I'm serious. That is something that you should say, Elizabeth, if you've understood that. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay. So present perfect is something that is our next topic up. Okay, Haddison, she's always eating when she's in the class. All right. So I think, okay, this is going round and round. Okay, Krishna. Kennedy. Oh, Kennedy's there. She laughs at me when I'm wrong. No, Kennedy. This is simple present. She's always laughing at me when I'm wrong. That's how you should say. Okay. She's always laughing at me, not she laughs. Because if you say she laughs, it's present simple. So I think we are very clear the way we should use the present continuous and the present simple tense. Now, the present perfect tense is something coming up next. And I think let's wait for another week till we discuss the present perfect tense, because I don't want to get everything, mixed up in your minds. When we discuss the present perfect tense, the next session, we're going to have a wonderful activity, a kind of an activity which you can perform online with a lot of fun. So we'll get back to you with that fun activity. But before we end today, definitely we have a pending thing to do, to attend. So I'm going to share the class-wise attendance sheet. So first, I'm sharing the SA1 attendance sheet, and this is the SA1. SA1 students, please go there and mark your attendance with your name and enrollment number, please. And don't write anything if you're done. If you're done, you may just leave the group and get ready for the next session if you have any. SA2, this is your link. And the next one coming up, that's for the international students. And internationals, this is for you. So very quickly, once you are done with your entries, you may start leaving the group. And thank you so much for being with me. Today's day was dull. I don't know why even I felt dull. And I think, I don't know. I am not sure. Yeah, Krishna, thank you. I think today was a dull day, Krishna. What do you have to say? A dull day. Yeah, I thought so. I don't know. Maybe. We'll try to make it fun. Maybe next. right, Janki. Bye.